Yale Radio Cast, now on Pandora Radio.
Coming at you live on Saturday mornings, the Mail Review. Join me, Mark L., TR, Josh the Intern, and Dylan Yale. Come kick it with the leg, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. We out here doing extraordinary things. Find out how men really think, how the world looks through our eyes. We talk about all the things that affect males. Tune in and check us out on the Mail Review, the gentlemen that are going to take you there from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on YaleRadiocast.com. Get the business.
Yup. Hey, you're here with Lightworker Wayne, and if you need motivation, if you need encouragement, if you need the positivity, I'm that guy. So subscribe to my vibe. You can find me on TikTok, IG, YouTube at Lightworker Wayne. Hey, and also if you dealing with any type of mental health issues, depression, anxiety, anger, and if you need coaching on that, then I'm the light. Send me an email at SUPERSWAAY0.
I'm up. Okay, cool. So, hey guys, it's me, Ya Chinn again, CEO and founder of Healing Haven of Atlanta. We are a community resource center that specializes in the healing and development. Let me back up. That specializes in the healing and development of young men and young fathers. We do this through three objectives. Through our mentorship sessions, we empower the man. Through our parenting classes, we empower the father. And through our hands-on approach when it comes to community service, we empower the future community leader. But now I'm standing in really as a host and proprietor of Keep Your Chin Up podcast, where in this podcast, we provide help, hope, and resources through casual, and my man Mackie gonna love this one, casual but courageous conversations. All right, I have our special guest here today, and y'all already know this young man. He's been with us probably from inception. Minister Rick Myers, y'all already know he's passionate about living and studying the Word of God. Man, he's been doing this over 20 years. He's a husband, a father. Man, I just found out this man a granddad, right? Y'all look at him. Y'all see, look at the baby face. How he a granddad, y'all? Okay.
Hey, man, black don't crack.
Black don't crack. Development manager for Coca-Cola. And then we have our other special guests in here with us for the first time, Mr. Walter. Also, Brooke. Y'all know we call him Big Walt. Big Walt.
Big Walt.
The crowd goes wild. So he's a Atlanta native. So y'all, he know. We on his turf right now. He know all of this. So he's a entrepreneur. He's a father of six. He's a granddad, brother to many. And I can say that for myself, exactly that. And did I already say you was a granddad? Did I say you was a facilitator at Healing Haven of Atlanta? Okay, I just dropped that in there real quick. So yeah, y'all, Big Walt is our special guest today. And y'all already know. So we're going to jump right in. It's February. I know it's February, but we know that usually we jump out there with some New Year's resolutions in January.
Yeah.
Most of the time we don't finish the one from the year before.
No.
But we have a New Year's resolution, and most people, It's really, come down to health. Sometimes it's finances, but in most cases, it's always to level up in some capacity. Right. So being CNO and founder of Healing Haven of Atlanta, where we help real people through real problems with real resources. And at the top of the year, we always hold a community engagement event, really to show people the community, give them more information about who we are and what we're doing. We are a men's program. We are a resource center for men. And man, I can tell y'all this. Asking for help is something that's, man, New Year's resolution. And any of those New Year's resolution is asking for help ever on that list.
No, it's not.
It's asking for some help.
Asking for help
on that list in any way, shape, or form. It's always, as y'all know, we talk about a lot of time as men, we're taught to be providers first. And sometimes we're not even relegated to being a human being. We're taught to be providers. And for some of us, man, for me, a long time, it got under my damn skin that I wasn't a human being, but I was a paycheck or I was a thing to do. And when we're out of place, we don't know that we're teaching people how to treat us. We're teaching even our family, to expect that from us. What do y'all think of that real quick? Being a provider first and not a human being.
Man, I think that has been generational, passed down from generation to generation. Papa and grandpa and great granddaddy was sole provider. Like, for instance, my mom's dad, he passed away at 45. Wow. He had 13 kids and passed away at 45.
So 45.
My grandma.
He is young.
Yeah, my grandma, his wife lived to be like 62, 64. But he died many years before her because he had that weight on him. He grew up in an era where they taught him to be closed. If you feel the pain or press through it, and it was something serious. That's why a lot of times with women, they'll go to the doctor to get regular checkups. We won't. And when we go, it's stage 4 or whatever.
Yeah. Anything off with a woman, boy. Anything off. Huh? Yeah. She going.
Yeah, she going. So that segued into the help piece, right? They trained to always get help. We were trained to never ask for help.
To man up.
Right? To man up, right?
Hold up. Because y'all gonna get ahead of us on this one. Walk, provider.
Hey, man, so growing up, man, I've seen my pop, man, being a Vietnam vet, things like that. So he coming back in. And how he coming back in to take care of that provider aspect. When he don't line up, it do something to your psyche. It'll do something to your mental. It'll do, and it was raw. We as a kid, we ain't know nothing about the bills and things like that. We just provided for. So being put into a grown man's shoes, I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
I had to just jump in there.
Yeah.
Know what to do, which is go to work, get out of school, so on and so forth, being that provider. But when it came to that emotional piece, you ain't have time for no more. Swallow that.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, D, now I know you ain't part of this, but you part of this today. You was in the military. That's why I got to bring this up.
Okay.
Provider, because really societal norms say, and it's been this way, you were saying Vietnam, you were saying granddad, right? You was in the military.
Yes.
You went, you served. Was it about sending checks back home with no face really attached to it?
Well, that was an obligation for me to take care of my mom. So I did have funds going home to my mom. I didn't have a family at the time. I was like 18 years old. So I was sent into the military to get me out of the environment I was in, because I got my younger son here with me, getting him from that same environment and just showing me how the world is and just putting me in position for manhood, whatever we deem the rules of being men are, just to put some of that discipline in me for whatever was to come my way of what's expected of me as a man.
But even in the expectation, when we're talking about providers, is that not what millions or hundreds of thousands of men have been doing from the beginning? They go out there, they fight this fight, they're in these military, in these services, and they send the money back home.
Yes, I saw a lot of that.
Right.
Yes.
And in it though, this is so they send the money back home. Provider, he takes care of things, but then he still got families over here. He got families over here.
Yes.
So it's really no face attached to that money.
Right.
As long as he took care of home, to him, he was straight. He did the bare minimum. He did what was necessary, which was to send money home.
Mhm.
But in most cases, I know that when he winds up getting back home, it's hard for him to transition to
Yes.
that family
Right.
that he just been sending money to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Right.
You know,
Yes.
so real quick, I have this this article I just wanted to read real quick by Sean Galla. He's a facilitator for one of the men's group. It says here, right? It says even in today's developed world, men still find it hard to ask for emotional support to meet their needs, whether physical, mental, emotional, parental, educational, or social. Right? He said it is common for men to downplay their need for assistance for emotional problems and avoid engaging in help seeking behavior. He says most men do not know that this avoidance is often seen as a sign of underlying mental health issues. Right? So these mental health problems can worsen over time if not addressed. The topic, really, what we're talking about today, y'all, is why do men, why don't they? Why do men have a problem asking for help? Right? He says the most common explanation is that most men associate seeking assistance in any capacity from their male friends with weakness and shame. So, in any capacity, it's a weakness and a shame about it. Historically, men have been made to carry the societal burden of being the strong ones, the ones who people go to for help, and who handle their issues manly, which often does not involve seeking assistance. Now, I'm saying all of this for a reason because as we talk about having programs, nonprofits, help that's really out here, most men again have a problem saying that they even need any kind of help or assistance, or if they do that, society says that it's a weakness. Even it's frowned upon in their own households. So he goes on to say that most men in society, a man asking for help means that he is weak and needs to man up. On the flip side, ignoring pain, avoiding issues, and downplaying the severity of an issue in life is seen as macho and tough, really manly. So from a young age, most males are taught about the invisible boy code. Man, the invisible boy code we're expected to live by. So failing to live by this code comes with clear consequences. This code puts males in a gender straitjacket that constrains them and others. It says that as boys, evolving to young men, the code becomes what is commonly referred to as the guy code. And you'll hear most men say that I have no friends. This code dictates that asking for help in whatever form as a man is weak and chips away at a man's sense of masculinity, while also believing that they do not have any close friends that they can open up to.
All right. Let me I got something for you.
Okay.
Because when you gave me this title, I looked some stuff
pulled it up.
online. Quora.com. My mom says real masculine men do not ask for help. This comes from the mother teaching this to the child. One of the comments were, and I'm gonna go over some of the reasons, kind of like help push along the conversation. Is this true? One of the comments was, it depends on how your mother defines real masculinity. So here we are with the issue of the ideal or the concept of what is masculinity. But consider the following. Hey, Bob, come on over and help me with some skin ideas. Jack, can I borrow that chainsaw sharpener you brought? Frank, can you give me a little lift to the car dealership to pick up my car? Stuff like that. We get questioned on little things that we should get allowed to do. So,
Masculinity?
masculinity.
But
asking for help.
Hold on. Let me jump out there real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead and finish up. So since most men want a sense of belonging, they live by this code and hide their true feelings or issues from the world. So not just from the woman, from the world, from each other.
Right.
Which means, y'all, we lie to each other.
But I want to revisit something. Like he said, the little boy and mama taught him that. And I was thinking while you was reading that, I remember growing up with my homies that we grew up with. It was a group of us. It was one. His name was Keith. It was Jermaine. It was Todd and me. We was the four amigos that lived in this apartment complex, and like we did all type of stuff together. We got in trouble together. So when somebody got kicked out, they used to put their furniture out, and if not, they don't come get it after a couple of days. We carrying it to our clubhouse. We built a clubhouse in these this wooded area. And we did like everything together. Like needed help if something like we was at school and something happened, we go, hey man, such bothering me, man. Oh, okay, we click up, we finna, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I was in my mind, I was trying to think, when did the shift happen when we stopped asking for help? Because growing up with them, like we always was asking for help. Like we help each other fix our bikes, or then as I grew up, like say for instance, your parents was a little more well off than us, and they gave you a car, right? And you got a flat tire on the car. He's like, man, my mama gave me a car. I got to get the flat tire fixed. We're like, that's all we need.
Yeah,
we was finna do one or two things. We was either gonna chip in and get that tire, or we was gonna go steal
one. Yeah.
But
We
a
did
tire was going on that car.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we had that sense of community and togetherness. But so I'm trying to figure out, when did the switch happen where we stopped asking for help? Because growing up, independently of ourselves, we'll do it. I'm talking about, we lived in Carroll City. We'll ride bikes all the way to the Liberty City.
Yeah.
Looking out for each other. Oh, hold on. Don't go right now. Them cars coming too fast. Like, wait till they slow down. Or wait till the light. That type of stuff. We would help each other. But somewhere along that path.
Let me throw this out there. Identity. We have an identity crisis. Most men have an identity crisis, which means that if I don't know truly who I am, just like you said, we did all of that growing up. We was cool. But then once you leveled up, did I level up with you?
Sometimes you can feel betrayed too,
right?
Because you left me.
Yeah,
you left me.
So all of these. But identity.
Yeah.
Because if I'm secure in who I am and in what I got going on, I don't have a problem asking you or anybody else for help.
Got it.
I'm secure in me. But because but when I'm not secure in me, because all of us I know have been in that place where we just weren't confident in some stuff. So I'm gonna play my cards close to the vest because I don't want them to know what I really got going on. Yeah. They used to say fake it till you make it.
That's what was told. Yeah.
That's what was told. Yeah. So even faking it till you make it, you get there, but you still don't know what you need to know, and eventually it's gonna show up.
So I'm lying to myself.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Now I'm lying to myself.
Because when you're saying if one leveled up, did the other level up, and you made me think of something. When I came home from prison, my homeboy, like I met him when he was like 12. I was 14. Like he played football in college. Went to college. He was a stockbroker, became successful, very very wealthy. So I hadn't talked to him like 10 years. Like he's like my brother. But when I went away, I like kind of pulled back from everybody. Yeah. And when I got close to coming home, him and my sister was talking all the time, and she was like, well, he said, he ain't heard from you in a while. So when I got the work release, I started calling him. He showed up. He came, gave my mama like $400-500 to go get me stuff that I needed there. And when I got out, he said, man, he got me some clothes. They was nice clothes. He was like, I wanted you to have something nice. Right? But the Lord had dealt with my pride, right? Yeah. That I was able to accept it. And then I didn't measure myself based off of what he had achieved. Because his choices that he made in life helped put him in the position he was in. And the life-altering decisions that I made sent me to the Department of Corrections, right? So I couldn't be mad with where he was, because I made some choices.
But that's still maturity, though, bro.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why I said the Lord dealt with my pride, and I matured, right? And I was able to receive the help. So all that was to come back around to why we don't receive help, because sometimes we ain't matured enough to receive the help. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Because if Walt up and made good choices, I gotta say, okay, I made some bad ones, Walt, help me make these right choices so I can if not be in the position you in, that I could start my upward momentum. But it takes maturity. That was good when you said it took maturity, because I wasn't even thinking maturity, but when you said it, I was like, you know what, that is maturity.
Yeah, that's awareness. It's an awareness piece with it. I myself just recently got that right there. What you said, literally just got recently back in contact with a partner of mine, Jason. Man, I mean, every other year I'm talking to him. He's out there in Las Vegas and stuff, and we both went through our own little stuff, mess, what have you. And while you was saying that, the only thing that came to mind with the maturity is you have to be aware. I need help. You got to be aware. That shame will block that. That pride piece. Oh, God, help me. But you got to be sincere and want it. And it came to a point where it's like, hold on, man. I really, really need this because I have a cycle. I wouldn't never knew that cycle if I wasn't aware. I got tired of it.
Yeah. Well, man, in most cases, we don't want to appear needy.
Yep.
Because when for all of us, if you have an identity crisis, if you have an identity issue, you pretty needy at every turn. And a way to cover up being needy is acting like you don't need anything.
I'm
you
Superman.
know?
Hey, that's good. That's real good.
I'm gonna cover it up. I got it.
That's real good.
I got it.
Cause and it made me think, like, again, when I came home, I had been going 12 years. I don't have nothing. I ain't got, when I say nothing, God had put people in place to bless me with everything. My dad, so my dad said he was gonna buy me a car when I came home, right? So my mom had threw a party for me. People came, family members came, and they all gave money. So after the end of the night, I had about maybe like $3,500. So knowing that $3,500 is not a lot of money, I said, okay, with this money, I got to make wise decisions. So I bought me a pair of Timbs.
Hold on, back up. Why the $3,500 wasn't a lot of money to you?
Why it wasn't a lot?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying it was a lot, but I'm saying
compared to what? Compared to what? What you made selling dope?
No, what I meant was not that.
Okay,
no.
because this identity, you're going somewhere with this.
No, but what
damn, $3,500 gonna be enough to some people.
No, what I'm saying, it is good money, but what I'm saying, I would put it like this: I had expensive tastes, right? And so, but I knew that I couldn't go buy all the stuff that I really like. So I was making decisions. So what I did was I said, you know what? I need a pair of shoes that's going to go with everything.
Yeah.
Until I could do better. So I caught some Timbs. My daddy saw the shoes and be like, how much you pay for them shoes? I said, $200. He's like, why you making dumb decisions like that? I said, Daddy, these shoes going to go with everything. I don't have a lot of money to buy a bunch of shoes, so I got to get, right? And he said, you making dumb decisions like that? I ain't buying you no car. And we're not do it. So I'm like, dang, boy, I need a car. I was like, Lord, you gotta. My uncle, my wife, my dad's baby sister, her husband, who never had met me, called me and say, listen, I got a 1989 Lincoln Continental. It's yours. You just gotta come to Valdosta and get it. Right? That was my car. I treated it like it was a Rolls Royce, but what I'm saying is, I said all that to say that help. I couldn't. The Lord put me in such a position that I couldn't be prideful, because if I didn't, I was going to starve out here. Right? So help was coming from everywhere. Even if I said I didn't want it, it was like, okay, this,
anyway,
that, right? This, that. And so help was really what softened my landing starting over. And if I had pride on top of that, after so long and it ain't going right, guess what you're going to do? You're going to revert. I probably would have tried to pick up the pack and get this money up. But people was in position to help me, and I had to receive it. And number one, I knew that I needed it.
There you go.
Right?
That's it.
I knew that I needed the help.
Most people don't know that they need. Most people.
I know that I needed the help, because if I don't get this help, I'm finna go back to prison, and that's where I did not want to go.
Yeah.
Now that's one thing I knew, that I needed help not to go back there. That one,
but you know how many, because like you said before, you know, they say to the people in prison, hey, I see you, you know, you'll be back.
You'll be back,
you know, and stuff like that. So that's the Christian Rick, though.
Yeah.
That's the Christian Rick that see all of this help coming and all of these opportunities that I can grab hold of because this is what God promised to me. What about that other dude that again, he don't want to appear needy. He don't know that he need help, or like I said, him looking for help puts him in. Hey man, he's soft. I thought he had it. He don't have it. So now he looking a certain type of way. So now he got to go pick up that pack. Let me. I'm gonna go all the way back.
He did the rewind.
When I didn't make it to the NFL, right? My boy was selling dope big time. He was doing his thing, right? So when I didn't make it, you talking about identity issues. I'm supposed to be one of them. I'm supposed to be up already. But when I didn't make it, I turned to him one night, man, because we in Miami all the time, and he had all the toys. You know what I'm saying? So we pulling up and we doing it like that. Mind you, I already got a family, right? But I was trying to get the NFL money. It didn't work, man. I wound up selling newspapers early in the morning and working at Papa John's. But now I'm hanging out with him, and we got what we need every single time. So it's like, hey, man, front me something. Right? And we get to a position to where he say, listen, man, I don't want you in this life. I don't want you to have to live this lifestyle like this. You know what I'm saying? But in my identity, it was about the money because this was the other thing. The people around me expected me to be in a certain situation. And I wasn't there. You know how many cats in jail right now because they had that NBA or that NFL dream and they didn't make it.
Wow.
So now what happens? He go get that and he try to flip it, but he a novice at this and he wound up getting jammed up like that. Man, I know you know that.
Dog,
right? But that could have been me also.
Yeah. But I met a dude when I was locked up, just talking big dude. I was like, man, you a big dude. You play sport. And he opened up. He said, man, when I got drafted, I was in prison. Yeah. And couldn't go. They drafted him to be a tight end and he was locked up.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, wow. You know what I mean? So, but I seen something when you said that. Your homeboy, he was helping you.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
He was helping you, even though you asked for a specific help, he was giving you another type of help. Yeah. He said, I don't want you in this lifestyle. Yeah, that's another piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was, I'm gonna coin this phrase, that was a loving help.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. He loved you enough.
Yeah.
Because he knew he knew both sides of this game that you didn't know. Yeah. You was looking at it from the financial piece.
Yeah.
Right? Because you wanted to have these finances. But in his mind, he's like, it ain't in Sean to get his hands dirty like I done had to get mine. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he probably been saying. Because, you know, in that game, it was a saying, this game will turn a good boy bad. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And you know what that means, right?
Yeah.
And so now he was looking out for you.
Yeah.
Right? That was a loving help that he gave you. It's not what you wanted, but it's what you needed. Right? At that time. And that's something that we gotta be, and not mind you, there are some friends in your life that God's placed there that's gonna give you those type of that loving help, right? Yeah. But a lot of times when you can't see it, you will turn away from them.
Ego in the way.
Yeah.
Ego. I got it though.
What you say?
I got it. That ego. It's
the ego.
Yeah. The ego.
Yeah. It is, man. We have this falseness about ourselves. We always see ourselves as higher than we are. It's nothing wrong with having confidence. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with walking boldly, but then when the rubber meets the road, there's no substance there. And this is what we run into, all the time. So when it comes to asking for help, I'm not going to do that. Even at Healing Haven, we got guys that come through our door every single day and they're living in their yesteryears. You understand? He don't have anything going on good right now, right? He's living on the street. He burned every bridge that because that's what people do. You burn these loving help and all that. You burn these bridges. And now you're in a space, we specialize in this now, which means game recognized game.
That's right.
You know, so this is what we do, but in it, that pride is still so strong to where even though we giving away jobs, people are hiring on the spot. This joker would still say, and he's homeless, that job ain't paying enough.
Ain't no humility.
No, ain't no.
That job, but how many people do we have homeless right now that's there because of that pride? They're asking for help, and who they used to be, they trying to still walk in who they used to be versus what it is right now. You know, so it's kind of, how do we reach? Have you been there? How do we reach the people?
So it was some years ago, man, being homeless and doing my thing, just out there trying to get it together. You know, I got these kids, ain't asked for no help because I ain't want to feel weak.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'll go over here, I play, get with this chick, get with that chick, so on and so forth. But before you know it, they're like, hold on, here come reality. I really don't want this over here. Man, this ain't it. This what I thought was it, but I done created a child. So now it's like, I gotta do something to be right here with this child. I gotta, make some shape, make something happen. Got in and out jobs, ain't got no plan, no direction, no nothing. But got all this wishful thinking going on. No consistency, no nothing. I got it though. I got it. God help me, God help me. God done sent me so many doggone signs. I'm ignoring them. I'm looking at it, like you just said, oh man, nah, I'm better than that. I'm finding my nose up at that. I ain't looking at the wisdom then. I came in, came from incarcerated last time and said I needed help. I'm tired of this. Wait a minute. Came to Healing Haven, man, and I'm talking about, did not think that I'd be sitting here. Number one, wow, didn't think I'd be sitting here. And then the who we were helping and things at that time, I had not, because I didn't ask not, right? I came and asked. And even within, it was the spirit within. It was God's spirit within me and said, hey, hold on. Stay right there. You got something to offer. I said, well, since you can't help me in this area, is it okay to come through and volunteer? And I did that. Humility. The willingness to sit down, set my pride to the side and say, hey, help me. In so many words, but let me help first. I'll find it some kind of way, but I don't need to revert back to what I was doing because apparently where I was and what was going on, I ain't have no motion. I ain't have no motion. Come on now.
Doing a whole lot of nothing.
Man, look at him spinning the wheels. I got that big 350 going on, right? Transmission, transmission that keep burning the gears. Burning the gears. No momentum, no nothing. Got all that power. Power? But you ain't got your transfer case. You leaking oil.
You know, in that, man, for most of us, because it's providing a safe space for this. I think for everybody that's in this room, I don't think, because even when I'm talking about the stuff at Healing Haven of Atlanta, these are places, again, and the reason for the nonprofit was to provide help and hope, right? But credible help and hope, not just anybody, which means that we don't have mentors that done messed up their life over there. Now they ready to get in your life to correct what they done did over there, and they still leaking over there. They still unhealthy in their stuff, because we've seen that also. You know, that you're mentoring from your hurt.
And hurt people.
And hurt people.
Most definitely.
But being able to provide that safe space, and like the article was saying about, we usually would get to a place to realize, damn, I really don't have no friends. Well, why is it that you really don't have no friends? Because in this friendship that was supposed to have been transparent, I was still holding back, and I was still trying to fake it through. But if you know me,
they already can see it.
There you go. But we in La La Land though. We think we fooling everybody.
They know it. I mean, especially, for instance, if me and you grew up together, right? I went away for a period of time. You know I'm coming home. You know what that looked like, right?
Yeah.
You know that you done seen it before. Other people before me done got out and came in, and now I'm out here and you like, boy, you good? Yeah, boy, I'm good. I don't need nothing. He's like, bro. He's looking at you like,
What you mean?
wait a minute, now. Hold on. That's the same pants you got out the joint in 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's them same state issue shoes that I gave. You don't need no help. I got you. Come on, man. Whatever you need. But watch this. I've seen this same type of help occur to dudes who don't even know nothing about God.
Mm-hmm.
I seen it on social media. The homeboy get out of jail.
Yeah.
I seen one rapper get homeboy $100,000 cash money.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's not even professing Christ, but he humbled himself enough to know that he need help.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And took the money and whatever else they was offering him to try to ease this this transition. Like I heard a story, Slim Thug.
Yeah.
And that's the name,
Young
the one in jail in Atlanta. What's his name?
Young Thug.
Young Thug.
Yeah.
And the baby. He said he paid him. He asked him, what you making on the block? He told him. He said, I'm gonna give you that every day to stay out the block. Just go to the studio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? But the baby,
Mm-hmm.
he had to realize, he like,
Little
listen,
baby. Is it little baby?
little baby.
Little baby.
Okay. He was like,
Gotta get these names
Oh,
right.
yeah, I gotta get names right. I don't know, but
Hey, the baby come on the bar and say, hey, man, that man ain't gave me nothing.
yeah. So yeah, the little baby.
Yeah.
But he had to realize, he's like, dang, I need this help. Because if I don't take this help that he offering me, either I'm gonna wind up dead or in jail for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So he had to realize that. And so if the world know how to get his help,
Mm-hmm.
right? And understand that means a man of God should be able to see that help. But
Mm-hmm.
he got to swallow that pride, like you talked about, Walt,
Mm-hmm.
right? He got to humble himself enough to see, you know what? I need this help. Like you sitting here just is a testimony. You know what I mean? Like you came in for help. Now you a facilitator.
Yeah.
Right? Now you came in, you realized you needed the help. You got the help. Now you are a vehicle by which help is being dispersed.
Mm-hmm.
You did?
And so that's exactly the thing. Guess the other part to that is we don't do a good job in most cases of letting somebody be vulnerable in spots and spaces.
That's good.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good.
Without
That's good.
in our insecurities, when you mess up in my space, now I bring up all the stuff you done did, everything I know about you. Remember this, remember this, remember this, and remember that. You know, so I know all of us have had that to happen to where, hold up, I thought you was my boy, or I thought that I could confide in you.
And that's the
why,
worst.
Yeah, but this the thing. That's why I say only a certain type of person can really handle your stuff. That's why you share your stuff in a healthy way. Because I know if I share this with Rick gonna handle it properly, even when me and Rick are at odds.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That's gonna be that, and me and his situation gonna be me and his situation.
Right,
I know about Walt, but then I know that I can't tell Walt the same thing that I can tell Rick.
Right.
You understand? So that's being aware of all of this
being
other stuff.
Being discerning.
But in it, most of the time again, because if I'm not in my what was the word earlier? If I'm not sure about me, if I'm insecure, I think Walt doing better than me.
Hold on, why you pocket watching, man? What you doing?
I think Rick doing better than me, so I ain't gonna really put out there what I really stand in need of.
But man, what's so crazy about that is, Doc, helping, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, I got the Coca-Cola by my wife. She was my fiance at the time. She was a manager at this store. This lady come in, they sit down, they start talking. The lady is an executive at Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
She said, my fiance needs a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
The lady said, tell him to call me. I call her, tell her my story. She said, oh, that ain't nothing. We only gonna go back 7 years, right? So now I've been there 10 years. This lady ain't even there no more.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I found out that God was using this lady as a vehicle. I met so many dudes that came into Coca-Cola the same way. They wife met this lady, got to talking, and the wife said, or the girlfriend said, my significant other need a job.
Mm-hmm.
She said, call me. So much so, when I got to the interview, And the man pulled out my application. On the top of my application was executive referral by this lady name. The whole conversation in the interview, he mostly asked me how I knew her. And I had to tell him, I said, I don't really know her. My wife met her.
Yeah.
If you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it went back to help.
Isn't that can that be embarrassing to some men?
It can be.
When your wife has to be the one to make sure you're in position when you're supposed to be the quote unquote leader.
Yes. And that is, and I'm glad you said that. Yeah, he threw a curveball. He threw a curveball then. Whoa, a knuckleball. That thing went around just over the edge of the plate. You know what I'm saying?
Tom Glavine, baby.
But she know you. She know that you ain't gonna go and say what you need to say to get what you need. So she's the in between. So she bridges the gap right there, right?
But watch this. I think you had made a allude to a walk. God opened the door, right?
Come on.
Now I got to walk through it, right?
Yeah.
She opened the door, and then watch this. When I got into Coca-Cola, it was a culture of help, right?
Yeah.
My supervisor, he would come and give me raises. It's 50 cents, and I'm like, man, what the real money? He said, listen, man, you got to switch positions. Then he told me, he said, this is how you gonna do it. He said, go meet. He said, find out who the supervisor is. Go meet him. Introduce yourself to him, so he can get familiar with you. Then when a position open up, you could be considered, right?
Keyword: go.
Yes.
What we usually do? We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere. We wait.
My pride won't let me go.
Yes.
My pride won't let me go. Go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I'm glad you said that. So my supervisor was telling me, he was like, listen, man, in order to get promoted, I need you to, they would have these sales supervisor meetings on Tuesday. He's like, I need you to be to this sales supervisor meeting every Tuesday so they could get familiar with you and know who you are. I wasn't going for a while. My wife asked me, she said, why you ain't going? I said, man, because I'm working hard enough. I think that I ain't got to do all that to be promoted, right? To be promoted, right? That's what I said. Exactly.
Yeah.
So she's like, why you just won't do it? So I went back to him and said, man, I won't do it. So the supervisor set it up. Well, first he had a plan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you what he did outside of Coca-Cola helped him inside of Coca-Cola. He was a football coach. So he spot talent and he know how to coach it up.
Okay.
Right? So he put me with a lady who taught me how to use the tablet, taught me how to order and everything to become a salesman. Right? Then he fixed it where I would do this one on my route. I had 2 stores. One was a Walmart, was another store. I'll finish that one, and then so I could make it to the meeting on Tuesday, he'll have somebody else fill that route. Right? But I'm doing my part. He opened the door, now I'm walking through it.
Yeah.
Makes a long story short, I'm going to this meeting for about 6 months. Every day. Opportunity comes up. The lady who training me going on vacation. Inside the group, they had one sales supervisor relief, but he was already doing something for somebody else, right? So the head man asked my supervisor, who you got to fill her position when she go on vacation?
Wow.
He said, I got somebody. That's like, who? The head supervisor said, who? He said, that merchandising that's always in the meetings? Yeah, him. He gonna do it, right? And he said, can he handle it? He's like, yeah, he can handle it.
Wow.
But by him being a football coach, he had always been coaching me up.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, on the field when you ain't used to playing, the coach call your number. He's like, Chin, what's up? Suit up. You going in? You be like, what?
Yeah.
Ain't no field. You ready?
Yeah.
I jump in, run her route for a whole week. She left me notes, everything, right? Killed it. Killed it. Then when a position came open for me to get the sales supervisor position, they called me and say, listen, the position coming up is yours. We got to go through the formalities with the interview, right? I said all that to say this. I took the help. I had some pride at first because, he had told me what to do to how to get there. And I was like, I don't think I need to do that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think that's something that I needed.
Right.
But once I saw that I needed that and went through the steps, it been upward, it been motion ever since.
Yeah.
Right? I'm coming up on 10 years. This July will be 10 years that I've been there.
Wow.
Right? But I accepted the help, walked through the door, made the preparations, right? And I did my part. So now that's another problem is sometimes the doors open, we don't walk through them, and then the necessary steps that we need to take to get the motion, to get to the desired destination we trying to get to, we won't do none of it.
The emotion in the emotion in the way. Take that E out that emotion, man.
Yeah.
Take the E out the motion. Go ahead and follow through. Do the follow through.
Yes.
Especially when, hey, this is what I know I want.
Mm-hmm.
But it's difficult for me because I ain't aware of what's eating me up. That pride,
Most definitely.
that ego. You know what I mean? That pain,
That's
that
good.
hurt,
That's good,
that
Walt. That's
resentment.
good.
Self-awareness is critical, bro.
I just like Mr. Sean Chin, the CEO of Healing Haven. Right? He, me and Sean been knowing each other for some years, and we've always talked about certain things, and he told me what he wanted to do. He put that motion in. And we crossed paths again. He was like, man, I'm over in Riverdale. I like, what? It's like, yeah, we got it going on. And I pull up, I like, oh, okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he did what he's supposed to. He, like, the doors are open. He did the necessary work. Whatever it took. He was in there painting walls and, doing everything he need. Now it's manifested. And guess what? You are the result of his motion.
And got more motion behind
it.
Because when I say, I had to realize, when I realized this last little incident with the judicial system in jail and getting locked up, man, I didn't realize how hurt I was. Mm-hmm. How many other folks that I was hurting. Mm-hmm. Hurt people. Mm-hmm. Never heard that they for my life. This last go round, man, it was just one of them things. Nah, we can't keep doing that. I gotta heal. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that's gonna come about. Mm-hmm. Prayed about it, asked other folks about it because it's
Healing Haven.
It's for us men, for me, and many other brothers, man. You get to that point that something drastic got to happen.
Almost.
You know what I'm saying?
Almost, because even when something drastic happens, we still don't respond.
Some don't.
So, and when those things happen, that bring forth the awareness, and all of that come about, now it's like, but then even going through that process of accepting, here it is now. Oh, I don't know if I can do it. Here come doubt. Here come this. Here come that stinking thinking. What happened before? Oh man, I remember this. This a trigger for me. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on now? You gotta fight through it. Your why got to be strong enough. That way you can get the emotion out the way, keep your emotion going.
That's good, Walt.
And hit it.
That's good.
But that why got to be strong enough.
Oh yeah, that
to
why
ask for help.
Oh, that why
it's gonna open up to ask for help.
Do y'all think this for everybody? Do y'all think that mental health, as the article was suggesting, was talking about mental health playing a big role in all of this stuff? The why we don't ask for help, and even if we on fire and we still ain't asking for somebody to throw some water on us. Mm-hmm. We saying, I ain't on fire. I'm good. I'm straight. Mm-hmm.
It's just a flesh burn.
Yeah.
It's only a 2-degree burn.
It's all the way down to the bone.
We minimize it. We minimize.
minimize.
Oh, that's good, D. Oh, that's good. We minimize like what we really got going on. So even if you do have everything that I could possibly need, or you do have something that I could possibly need, I minimize where I'm really at in life. And so, man, somebody was talking about this earlier, and it was called, it says, a lot of us live in deception. We know that certain things are not working. Pride prevents us from admitting it and moving on, right? Mm-hmm. It says that the deception is that I can still fix what was never intended. Mm. That was never intended to work out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But
because
I'm already doing it, I don't want to look foolish. I don't want to come away from it.
That's delusion.
So it says I never move to a healthy place, which means that, like I said, that healthy place is where we're saying that I need some help.
But you asked the question, do you think it's mental health?
Yeah.
Like the article said.
Is it mental health related?
I don't think it's mental health related. I think, like Walt made a powerful statement. He said, I was hurt. Right? Mm-hmm. And when you, just like, for instance, you remember when a seamstress, you ever seen a seamstress who sew? if you look at their thumb, like their thumbs usually have a lot of callus over it because they always pricking their finger. Then somebody invented what you call a thimble. A thimble slides over the thumb that you can sew, and it's metal that the needle can't poke it anymore, right? But before the thimble, the body would put up this callus overgrowth skin to keep the pain from happening. Right. So now I got this deformity to my finger, right? But it has been serving as a pain reliever for so long that it's normal. And so now him being hurt, he done developed this callus, or I'm being hurt, I done developed this callus, and the callus is saying, I don't need nobody. I don't need you to help me. I'm hurt. I'm screaming for help. But this callus done drowned out the sound. So I keep saying. So that ain't
a mental situation?
No, I don't think it's mental. I think it's more of, but like he said, when I got out of my pride, right? When the pride broke, right? When the pride broke, then he was able to see
something happened.
Is that he said something happened when it broke. So I don't think it's more so mental. I think it's just pride. Because pride will keep you in a place. It'll keep you in how can I say it? It'll keep you in the smoke, so to speak.
I'm gonna circle behind Sean though. Is that pride in your heart or in your mind?
Right.
It could be mental. It could be. I don't. It could be. Could be.
I had a conversation with a brother, and I was speaking about like that thing with schizophrenia. And schizophrenia is like, that mind. I was like, that fake it till you make it. So you got to imagine. You got to think about it as if it was right. But wait a minute. If it wasn't meant for you, but you steady thinking about it, that's for you. But the reality of it is the reality, and you stuck in your perception. Hold on, man, you tripping. I mean, you will not let that go. No matter what.
So that's why I asked. That's why I asked. When I didn't make it, oh Lord, the world had to pay for that.
And I know two dudes. I know two dudes out of the neighborhood who really it turned out mental for them. They both went kind of crazy.
That's why I asked you that, because I'm getting at that.
So that's why I said it turned into that, because both of them was all world in high school. Went to college.
Identity.
Right. Just knew that they was gonna go. One of them didn't get a chance to go at all. One of them did and didn't last, and it didn't last. Right. And heard about them years later. One person told me about this one person about that one. I was like, dang. So both of them went crazy.
Didn't get over the depression.
Right? They didn't go exactly. So now it done set in, but with them, I think it was different because I don't think it was no pride to this degree. I don't think it was no pride to them trying to get to their dream, right? Did put all the work in, the exercise in, the training, off season, drills, all that. Did everything they could do, but it just wasn't meant for them to go there, right? Then pride set in when they couldn't pivot, right? They couldn't pivot. One of another close homeboy, same thing, but he didn't make it. He pivot early, right? And say, you know what? I'm just gonna go get me a job. I got kids. I just need to, you know what I mean?
But
But that's me, because I'm not there. I didn't play sports like that. And then because I know that when I talk to someone to do this, like, man, this has been my only focus since I was 5 years old.
I got some,
right?
I got some.
This your life. This has become your identity, like you said. And now I don't reach my goal, then my whole existence don't mean nothing.
There you go.
Because that's what I thought I was.
That was and that was the point that I was making, because it wasn't until really 2006 that and I had been a believer, but I didn't really know what it meant. So it wasn't until my relationship with God increased and I started asking questions that my life turned around, and then it started being of meaning. Because in it I found out that, Holy Spirit says that I never intended on you making it to the league. I allowed you to do that to keep you out of trouble.
So now, you asked. You know what? You just helped me with that.
So I had to come to grips.
Yeah. So when you said, "Is it mental?" I stand corrected. It is. Under this aspect, when you said what the Holy Spirit said. So in Corinthians it says, "The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, right? But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. What is a stronghold? A stronghold is a fortress that is erected to keep something in or out.
Mm-hmm.
But he parallels the stronghold with your thoughts, with thoughts.
Yeah.
So he said, casting down every thought and imagination, right?
Yeah.
And bringing it into the obedience of Christ,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
So now you have to change that mindset, right? You got to pull down that stronghold, tear it down, and replace it with what Christ said about you. You said when the Holy Spirit said, "That's not, I didn't intend for you to go to the NFL," right?
Yeah.
It stronghold crumbled.
Yeah.
Now your purpose, or part of your purpose, was to open Healing Haven, right? Walt was hurt, so he can come to the Haven. A haven is a safe place, a harbor, right?
There we go.
Get in there,
That's right.
get the healing, and now he is another haven for healing to take place. You
But
did?
you know what comes with that, though?
What's that?
Most men don't want to deal with?
What's that?
It's accountability.
Almost definitely.
Come on.
Most definitely. Yeah, that's
Why do men have problems asking for help? Accountability. If I'm the author and the finisher of my own life, and I don't want any accountability. I want to do what I want to do. I'm going to have a problem asking you because I done created this facade, right?
Once again,
of what I think you think about me, and I'm living that lie of deception.
But also too, Sean, with the accountability, and I don't know if y'all had this conversation. When you came in, Sean, it was probably some stuff that Sean had to say. Listen, well, a lot of this stuff, this on you, bro.
Yeah.
You got to change this, right? And that accountability piece is like, you know what? You right, right? Or you now at first you probably got mad, like, who this nigga is telling me that I need to, you know what I mean? Right?
No,
that's typical.
That's the typical.
Stay there,
right?
That's
when
it's done in love.
Yes, when it's done in love, and then when the stronghold, right, gets broken, when the Holy Spirit show you, like, he telling you the truth, look back over it. When you was working for this place and you got fired because you was acting a donkey, right? And in this place, that place, when this relationship got messed up, that relationship got messed up, this one got messed up. Holy Spirit asked questions like, what was the common denominator in all of that? It was me. I was in every one of them situations, right?
But if I avoid it, it ain't never me. It's
exactly.
Y'all.
But that's when the accountability piece comes, like you brought up, when you say, you know what? That's why I say I don't know if y'all had that conversation.
Yeah.
Me and you had some conversation.
Yeah.
You told me, like, Rick, you know, you come up with a lot of these good ideas, but you ain't got no motion.
You ain't got no motion.
Right? And I'm like, but right, I had to eat that. But I'm gonna show you the wisdom that the Lord gave him. He would always pull me in to what he had going on. And then show me, like, look,
that's the Lord.
But it took the accountability piece. Like, he had to tell me the truth. He couldn't just keep saying, I don't think the type of man he is, he was not just gonna sit there and keep letting me tell him all these ideas that I want to do.
But it's still a relationship, Rick.
Yeah, it
because
is.
we and all of this stuff, it's about relationship. Because I'm pretty sure that's just like any guy that just comes into Healing Haven and seeking the services. We specialize in healing and development, which means there's a healing piece, and we know after the healing that we need to develop in some areas, skills, and all of that. Right. But I'm not going to go out of my way when you come in and say, hey, man, I need some help in this area, and just start tearing you down with all the stuff you didn't do, all the things you should have did. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's creating those relationships and creating the environment,
that safe space,
the safe space. Because if I know that you're working on something that's been dogging you, and I see that you're working on it, and that you kind of getting some breakthrough in that area, I might not say anything to you right now. I might just be checking you out to see how you're going to navigate this, right? Because that's more important than anything. It's not just the talk, it's the walk, right? But I know that I'm not going to go out of my way to tear you down. I got to get a relationship first, and then we have to get into a space to where I respect you.
Yes.
You respect what I got going on, right? You don't have to agree with everything, but then brother to brother, You respect me, I respect you. We deliver this thing in love, and now I become more receptive.
That's the transparency from the one. Like, hey, I can pour into you. Are you willing to receive?
Mhm.
I got to be transparent enough, or anybody coming into Healing Haven, be transparent enough. You can come in for the help. You can seek this, and this. And what I have learned from it is, yeah, meet you where you at, but you got to want it.
And you can't
We're
stay
not
there.
here to hold your hand.
Yeah.
That's
Can't
it.
stay there.
What's the solution? We're about to wrap
Yeah, we
up.
can't
What
stay there.
solution?
Can't stay there. So one of the solutions is, man, men that won't help got to understand that they need it, right? First, you got to see that you need it, and then secondly, you got to receive it, right? No matter how painful it may be, because think about it. Just even the name that we've been talking, and in the name Healing Haven never dawned on me that a healing safe place, right? It never dawned on me till just then. I was like, man, he kept saying safe place, but that's what a haven is, right? Because a haven is like like a marina for boats. Like they pull into this place, like that's why you see some of them like be like in a cove between two mountains to keep the wind when it's a storm. When they pull in there, the storm can't pass over the mountain, so it's going above them, so it's safe in there, right? And so that safe place, that's what you created, right? And so if anybody out there listening needs some help, man, Healing Haven is a safe place to get this help, right? It's a safe place. Like Walt just said, you can come in, they're gonna meet you where you at, right? But you can't stay there.
Oh,
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
How are you going to build and do what it is you need to do or what you desire to do?
Yes.
You got to know what it is to line up.
Yeah.
Come on and be vulnerable.
Yes.
Come be open. Come be transparent.
In a safe place.
Safe place.
Yeah.
In a safe place.
Yeah.
Come be that.
Yeah.
Because
you can rid all of that's been stopping you.
But you know what that's good about Healing Haven and other places that can offer genuine help is when a person comes in for help, we talk to them from a person who is already talk to them as a person who has already received some help.
Boom.
Right?
Yeah.
And not from a place where I'm just here to just give you help. Because all of us had to receive some help at one time.
But that's wisdom.
Yes, it's
coming from a place of wisdom.
That's good. Receiving the help. Receiving the help. And because we can push all of these even for those that are even not in this Atlanta area, men's groups, stuff like that, again, to where you see that they're successful at it. You see that they're intentional about it. But it's still getting to a place of saying, I need the help. Knowing the areas, you're not going to know the areas right off the bat. But the more you start talking to people, you start figuring out the areas that you need to get stronger in. You know, I'll say, Bible. God says it's in your weakness that I'm declared strong, which means I can't be strong and God is strong at the same time. God's going to let you run out of you first and still his grace and mercy ain't going nowhere. So he's going to let you run out of you first, right? Yes. God cannot be manipulated. Yes. God cannot be controlled. Yes. So when we get in these funky spaces of, I've been calling out to God, I've been praying and this, and my situation hasn't changed. Well, maybe your mindset ain't changed. No. Maybe your heart space didn't change.
Yeah,
when you got somebody that's in front of you, you can manipulate and put on a show for them, but you can't do it for God. So when we're talking through this, it is getting to a place of understanding that is bigger than me, but it includes me, right? So if we're leading families, bro, you need some help. Again, get with a reputable nonprofit agency or something like that. Get therapy, counseling. That is super important. That's super important that you get with somebody that you can't manipulate and control, but they've done the work. They've gone to school for this.
Yeah, and
for me personally, I love it to be able to go to a counselor or therapist and dump all of this stuff right here on the table so I can leave in freedom.
You got to.
But if we walk in deception, that's just like at Healing Haven, because it's the same thing. bro, if you come in lying about where you at and what you need and all of this other stuff, we really can't help meet the true need.
Mm-hmm.
We can meet
not being transparent.
we can meet the lying you
That's
temporarily,
it. Yeah.
but we truly can't meet your needs for real in order to be able to evolve as a man. We won't be able to, and nobody will be able to until what it say? You'll know the truth. The truth will set you free. The truth will make you free. Right? So that we're not playing these games because we've all done it. The stuff I want to do, but we got all of these things that's in our way and all of that. But really, what's usually in our way is the truth of the matter.
Me.
So we got to become, again, accountable to ourselves first. We'll end right here. Love, commitment, forgiveness, accountability, and responsibility. Those are the principles that we teach. It's important. Love, forgiveness, commitment, accountability, responsibility. You can't love yourself until you've forgiven yourself. You can't be committed to anything until you start forgiving yourself. When you get to that place of forgiving yourself, now you can start walking in this accountability piece. Once you become accountable, now you turn around and you can be responsible for something. But until then, we're always going to be out of order.
That's good.
We good, y'all?
Hey, man, we in there, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
Amen.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, they appreciate y'all coming through. We gonna pick up this episode again because we're talking about on the next one is going to be about nonprofits that actually specialize in stuff, and can we really get the goods and services that they're offering? Do we have red tape like you was talking about before? Most men's programs are devalued, they're underappreciated, they're underfunded, and all those things. They have a bunch of programs for women, but rarely do they have them for men. But I knew this also stepping into this. Men's programs, unfortunately, don't stick around for a long time either, because when that man gets frustrated, when he gets pissed off, when he don't feel like he has the support, now he shrinks back into the immature part of this. You understand? So if it was about love and support and all of the other stuff, man, if this is who you are, then this is who you are.
They can stay, baby.
Right, quick. Got a question. I know we got to end this. So you said that men programs don't stay. Is it that as a society, we think that men got to help themselves? Because that's the way. That's how it looks. That's how
y'all shouldn't need no help.
Exactly. And
you a man.
And then I know I heard Chris, when I first heard it was Chris Rock who said it. He was doing a comedy show. He said the only people that are loved unconditionally are women, children, and pets. But we are loved based off what we do,
what we can provide,
right? What we can provide, right? And so now, if he can't provide, you ain't no good.
Yeah. But this is the other part to that. We teach people how to treat us.
True.
So hopefully this session on today position our men to a place of empowerment, of a place of worth, but also it was able to send you to a place of help.
Amen.
Because once you understand and know who you are, nothing out here can touch you. Nothing out here can stop you, because really it becomes about you versus you.
Amen. Amen.
So we gonna sign off.
I was waiting on you to have a catchphrase to sign off with, like, this is your boy Pastor, and you can catch us, peace up.
All right, so we just sign this off. I have one on the next one.